This is the World Championship final in 8-ball, and Aloysius Yapp is on the hill. He just needs that one 8-ball, but it's very tricky. You can either make a foul or a legal contact. And in this video, we're gonna talk about this shot, and we will decide with 100% certainty if it was a foul or not. But decide on your own first.
But this is for the title and $90,000.
He's done it. He's done it. That's the title, and his girlfriend there.
But let's be honest, something was a bit off with his celebration. So when he's down on the shot, when the 8-ball drops, he doesn't really celebrate. He's kind of waiting for the referee to call a foul. But the referee didn't. So the big question is, was it a foul or not? And the great news is we can prove with 100% certainty if his shot was a foul or if it was a legal hit. And the problem that the referee had in this situation is the referee is watching if the cue ball is making contact with the 4-ball or the 8-ball first. And first of all, the 8-ball will always go into the same direction, no matter if you're hitting the 8-ball or the 4-ball first. The problem is they are so close to each other that it's almost impossible to see which ball is struck first. And if there is any doubt, then of course the advantage goes to the shooter, which in that case means he won that title with this shot. But the interesting thing is, as a referee, I would demand in such a high level environment, if you're playing for the World Championship, for such a big prize money, you should know that in that case, it's a huge benefit to not watch which ball is moving first, but to watch the cue ball's reaction after the hit. And this is where we can decide if it was a foul or not. So let's break it down. We basically just have two options. If the cue ball is making and I will, by the way, show you those two shots in comparison, but just in theory, if the cue ball is making contact with the 4-ball first, this means the rebound angle of the cue ball goes into that direction, right? Because it hits here, it should go into that direction. If the cue ball makes contact with the 8-ball first, however, we're striking the 8-ball on the left. This means the cue ball will go after the contact into that direction. So what does this mean? This just means if the cue ball makes contact with the 4-ball, then with the 8-ball, the cue ball is rolling, it will pretty much roll into that direction. So it will pretty much just follow the 8-ball. If the cue ball hits the 8-ball first, makes contact with the 4-ball, it goes into that direction, it follows, and it will pretty much go to here. And this is where you can tell if it's a foul or not. So I would say, let's play the shot. In the best case, we have two different outcomes, and we will definitely see if it was a foul or not. So I'm trying to make a legal contact now, and just let's see what the cue ball does. By the way, I'm using a touch of left spin here, and Aloysius did that too, because with that left spin, you can, by the way, aim the 8-ball a bit fuller, which of course prevents the foul, and the left spin throws the 8-ball into the pocket, just with a rolling ball. That's basically what he did as well. So I'm trying to play with the same speed and spin, and just watch the cue ball's reaction. Did you see that? The cue ball pretty much goes into the same direction, and I think this was very similar on Aloysius' shot, which means in that case, I made a foul. But of course, I'm sure there are some people who still don't believe me yet. So let's try to make a legal contact now, just very difficult, and then just see where the cue ball goes then. I hope I'm gonna pull this off because this is awfully close. Once again, you can see that was a foul. And I can't really hear that, I can't really see that, but I can see that with the cue ball's reaction. So let's try again. This is super close. If you're putting the cue ball, the ghost ball to here, you can see it's possible, but it's just a fraction more to the right or to the left, and you make a foul or a legal hit. So let's try to hit it a bit fuller this time. And now you can see this time where the cue ball went, it hit the 8-ball, it got to the 4 and it followed into that direction. So these are two completely different outcomes, and this shot was legal. So yeah, this is basically all the proof you need. If you want to set it up yourself, the only thing I would say is for future events in such big circumstances, I would definitely recommend that referees get taught on those stuff or this stuff, the physics of the cue ball, how the cue ball reacts, because as I mentioned, it's almost impossible to tell with the eye which ball moved first. So this is why I would recommend to watch the cue ball's reaction if you have such difficult or tight situations. And that's just my 2 cents. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you're already convinced now, because I know there are some deniers there saying it was a legal hit, but to be honest, you also see it in Aloysius' reaction when he was hitting the shot. He was basically waiting for the referee to call the foul. The referee didn't call the foul, so of course he accepted it. It's not his job, so I don't blame him. The referee is there to call a foul. If the referee doesn't call the foul, it's fine. So no blame to Aloysius whatsoever. Congrats on the World Championship, and yeah, let me know in the comments what you think.